to the next episode of me attempting to cook things. This week we are going for actual cooking or baking. So this week we're going for cookies and cream Mickey cupcakes. I'll show you the picture in the book in a minute. Or if they don't look anything like it, I'll edit that out and you'll never see it. These are cupcakes with fondant icing and little Mickey ear biscuits. So I'm going to sort out all of my ingredients and then I will come back and we will get started. So this is the picture in the book. Mine are going to look nothing like that. Another thing about actual cooking is the recipes in this book are all in American measures. There is a table in the back to show you how to convert. So I've converted, that's the full recipe, that's half the recipe if you want to do a smaller batch, which going forwards I probably will, but I think I'm going to see if I've got enough ingredients for this. So in this chaos at the moment, I'm just measuring out all my ingredients. One thing I would say is always have your washing up bowl ready to go. So we're working a little bit Blue Peter style for those of you who remember Blue Peter. I've divided my ingredients up first because I thought you're not going to want to watch me measure out stuff. So 45 grams of butter, 375 grams of sugar, 2 large eggs. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 340 grams of flour, plain flour. I've got, let's see, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 250 mils of milk and 180 grams of cocoa. So now what we have to do is mix that together. Okay, so I'm filming at this funny angle because I'm hoping this means that you'll be able to see me like adding the ingredients in and mixing. I'll talk you through it as we go, but you're not going to see much of this ugly mug as I'm going through the recipe because I'd rather you see what I'm doing. And obviously I can't hold the camera and cook at the same time, so hopefully this works. I have preheated the oven to 180 degrees. That's actually been going for a little bit longer because it took me a little bit longer to sort my ingredients out. Now what I'm going to do is, I mean, cakes is fairly easy. The thing that surprised me with this is most time cakes is just like 180 grams of flour, 180 grams of sugar, 180 grams of butter, and then it you know, all is the same. These are all different quantities, so this is a bit different. And as I said, it was converted from cups to grams, so we'll see. So I'm going to start by adding the butter and the sugar and beat them together. Okay, doesn't look like what I thought it would look like, but it's mixed in. So this is what I've got. It kind of looks like cauliflower. When it said cream, I thought that it was going to become quite wet, but then I guess there's nothing wet in there, so maybe we're okay. Okay, so now what we have to do is add the eggs and the vanilla. Let's do the vanilla first. This is really messy because I've used this before. So this is, let me get this right, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Let's see if we can get a teaspoon out of this, and then I don't have to open. Oh, look at that. Exactly a teaspoon. And a little bit for luck. Let me say the next bit because you won't hear it over the thing. Add the eggs and the vanilla. While the mixture is running, add the flour, baking soda, baking powder, cocoa powder and salt. So this would be easier if my mixer wasn't broken and I didn't have to use it by hand, but it is, so I do. It's getting quite dry and quite tough. It says add the milk afterwards, but I did cheat and add a little bit. I think I'm going to do the same again because it's just a little bit tough. So what I have now is a fairly biscuity type mixture. I mean, it smells really biscuity. It says add the milk slowly, so I'm just going to have a quick tidy up. I'm just going to get rid of these two because they're in the way, and then I'm going to add the milk slowly. So now we're getting to a bit more what I would consider cake mixture. Okay, wow, that is wet looking. Quite often my cakes come out dry, so we'll see if this is the solution. So that's ready to be put into cake tins.
Okay, I think you can see me. I don't know. Now comes the messy part. I'm going to dish up.
So runny. I think we've got too much liquid in these. Okay, so made a complete mess, but I think I've probably put enough in because obviously they're going to rise, and if I don't, then I'll do fewer bigger ones in the next batch, which is another good reason for doing them 50-50. So I'll show you the mess that I've made. Lovely stuff. This is how much I've got left. Don't know if it's more than half or not. So I'm going to stick it in the oven now at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. Because I don't need it yet. Goodbye messy cakes. Bye bye. Yes, I could hold it, but I always go too far. There we go. Let's come back in, well, probably about 10 minutes when I'm panicking about what they look like. Okay, so we are 7 minutes down, 8 minutes to go. They've risen, not, I mean this one's probably what I should be aiming for. Please excuse my filthy oven door. So I think I will put more in the next lot, which might mean I don't get 12. But these are muffin cases because it says muffin tin and the recipe says muffin tin, but then they're cupcakes, so maybe I need smaller cases. Well, hey, looks like they've risen in the last minute. I am gonna see if I can, no, I'll take them all the way out, I'll bring them out. That'll be easier. They still look really liquid. Yeah. Don't know if you can see, yeah. So the way to check to see if they're cooked, I mean you can see here, you can still see the cake mix, but if you put a knife into the cake and it comes out dirty, your cake isn't cooked. So we definitely need to go back in with those. So probably less than a minute to go. These are looking a bit more like cakes. Now this one, through the dirty bit of the window, is a monster. I might have to shave a bit off the top of that. But these are good sizes, so definitely no bigger. This one here is my favourite now. That should be quite easy to ice. Oops. Well, these smell amazing. They're still not cooked though, I can see. This one's the biggest. Oh no, they are. Dun dun dun. I don't trust it, I'm going to stab another one. Clean. Right, I'm going to stick those on my cooling rack and dish up the next batch. So basically it looks like with the volume that I did, you'll get 18 muffin case size. So, oh, I was going to eat that, that's not going to work. Goodbye, tray number 2. Here's the other ones. Okay, second batch should be done. Yeah. That's the biggest one though. They're a bit souffle like actually. Yeah, I'm not done. We've got a little bit of, here we go. See how they've collapsed. Bingo! Okay, I'm going to put them on the wire rack and then when they're cold, put them away. Okay, we're back. It's the following morning. So now I'm going to do the icing. I've only got enough ingredients for half the icing. I think that's a shopping delivery mix up actually, because I'm pretty sure I made sure I'd ordered enough for the full lot. I might only be able to ice 12 of the cakes, but I've only got 18 anyway. So I'll just show you the ingredients and then I'll show you how I mix it together. Okay, so we have got 500 grams of icing sugar, 63 grams of butter, a tablespoon of cream, 5 Oreos, a load of mini cookies, and that is 340 grams of cream cheese. And this is what they look like. Now, they smell amazing, so I'm hopeful. So I very carefully put all of my ingredients in the bowl and hadn't pressed record, so I'm just in the process of basically put everything in and then mix it in together. So I'm just going to finish doing that. Okay, so it's everything except the Oreos. I'm expecting this to go everywhere because it's icing sugar. Okay, so quite possibly because half of the icing sugar is now on the counter, but this is way too runny and sticky to pipe. So I'm going to put some more icing sugar in until it gets to a thick enough consistency. Tastes okay, but there's just no way that you can pipe that. It's runny. It's like when you put icing sugar and water together. So I'm going to try and solid that up a little bit. So we're starting to get, no we're not really, are we? That's still far too runny. Let's leave those little peaks and see if they stay. If they do, then we can ice that. So I actually put in, it was supposed to be 500 grams of icing sugar, and I've put in about 1.5 kilos, so 3 times as much as it says in the recipe. So I would definitely look at the conversions for that. Or something else that you could do, which I would normally do, is just buy the tubs of icing, but I wanted to try and make them as genuine as possible. So I'm going to put the Oreos in now. Hopefully these crush up more as they mix. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Crush the cookies with a rolling pin first. It's much easier because now I think I've got blobs that are going to block up my piping bag. Ooh, that was a bit of a mission. Let's get this on the cakes. That's an overview of the mess, so just be warned. Probably easier to buy the icing. Got them in the tubs. The problem I'm going to have is making the icing too high, so this is the smallest tub I've got, so hopefully the bigger ones I'll be able to do higher icing. So I'm going to practice on these ones and then try and make like 5 or 6 good ones. I'm limited on what I have in terms of piping bag attachments. This is an IKEA piping bag, but it looks like that is the type of tip I want. So watch me now try and remember how on earth this goes together. I think it goes. Make sure the top of the bag is closed because you don't want everything shooting out the top. Now, I've only iced cakes like this once before, and I found the best thing is to move the cake, not the icing. So we'll see how we get on. So almost immediately, I've got a big bit of Oreo. Okay, so 2 hours later, after attempting to change the nozzle on the piping bag, tried to smush the cookies down a bit, didn't work, so I've just abandoned the piping bag and just iced them this way instead. So I'm just going to put the final step in and then see what they taste like. So another problem that I faced was we can't get mini Oreos in the UK, so I had to make do with mini cookies. But those look pretty good actually, I'm quite pleased with that. So just let me do some more and then I'm going to try one and see what they're like. There we go, finished product on my animator's palette serving dish. I'm quite pleased with those actually, considering the amount of stress they caused me. These are the cookies that I used. 6 bags, they have 6 biscuits in each, so it was enough exactly for me to do my 18 cakes. So if you're making 24, you'll need more than one multi-pack of those. I just wanted to show you how much icing I had left. So actually, if I had 24 cakes, that's probably the perfect amount. So that's 1.5 kilos of icing sugar, 63 grams of butter, 340 grams of cream cheese, half a tablespoon of cream, and 5 Oreos. Mash the Oreos in a blender first before you put them in, otherwise you can't pipe it. Okay, everything in here is so sticky. I'm going to try one of these cupcakes now and see. Let's go for this one. Oh, the icing's set. Dun, dun, dun. They're really soft. That's really nice. It's not light and fluffy cake. It's almost like a chewy, sticky browniness to it. That's really good. So I would say my top tips. I was going to say maybe try with self-raising flour and leaving out the bicarbonate of soda and baking powder. But actually, the texture is fine. They taste really nice, so I wouldn't bother. Just blend your Oreos before you put them in the icing so that you can use your piping bag. Otherwise you'll have to do the spread technique that I did here. But otherwise these are amazing.